And welcome to the Roundtable. I'm your host, the Dangerous Duo. Today I will be talking with Addy Bernard and Abstracted. Alright, welcome Addy and Abstracted to the chat. We're going to be talking about Battlefield 4 tonight. We don't know a lot about Battlefield 4. We've only learned what little has come through the pre-alpha and alpha footage. But we do know Battlefield has changed quite a lot over the past couple years. So what are we going to start talking about first?
Well, I suggest we start off with probably my favorite which is Levolution.
All right. Levolution is probably the biggest factor in Battlefield 4. It completely changes the battlefield, and I think you've seen the skyscraper fall down, and it completely changes the map. And I wonder how it's going to be implemented into other maps and other game modes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's like you said, we've only seen one map, and it's not even a vanilla map. That's the DLC part. Just imagine what's going to happen with the maps we get with the game.
Wait, I mean, they can take it to a lot of levels. We've seen just skyscrapers falling down. I mean, Levolution, it could include, probably avalanches, natural disasters. I mean, anything. It has limitless possibilities right now.
And not just Levolution, but also the destruction in the game brings a whole new level. Like, I don't know if y'all seen they blow out the support beam in the parking garage and bring the tank through the ground.
Yeah.
That's a big factor too. That changes the whole dynamic of the game, really.
I thought that was pretty insane. I know it's going to be a huge pain in the butt to a lot of people, and it's going to get super annoying.
But it is intriguing. It's nice to see that they're not just rehashing Battlefield 3 and giving it to us again with, a shiny new package and all that. It's a completely revamped game.
That's very true. But one point I do want to bring up is how far can Levolution go? Like, I mean, will it get to a point where it just gets annoying? I mean, for example, if you take, again, the tower in Siege of Shanghai, my guess is as soon as, the beta comes out, people, if that's the main map that's going to be on it, my guess is that people will be bringing that down first thing, every game.
Well, I've noticed in all the live streams and footage I've watched of the multiplayer alpha and pre-alpha, it looks like that's the only skyscraper that's going to be able to fall down. Other than that, the destruction is incredible, but I'm not entirely sure if it's a player caused thing or if it's like the tower in Caspian border, if it just comes down at a random time.
I believe it's actually player, because I believe it was DICE during E3. They said there are 4 pillars inside the skyscraper that can be brought down so the building collapses. So I don't think it's scripted at all.
I think what's going to be fun is the ride up to the top. Did you hear that elevator music? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty nice touch. I thought it was pretty funny.
And
Elevator music and machine guns. What else?
Well,
I
don't think I can ask for anything else.
I mean, just put C4 in there. The guy rides up the elevator, boom, blow it up.
Oh yeah, that's going to definitely get on someone's nerves.
And especially when it comes to C4, it's now not the support that has C4, it's snipers that have C4. So recon class is carrying the C4 now.
That was actually going to be one of my points, is what I would like to see. I doubt we're going to have it, but what I'd like to see implemented is interchangeable perks in between different classes. I mean, yeah, support in BF3 was the one carrying the C4, but what if we could get support back having C4 or an assault having C4 instead of just recon?
Another thing that was brought up is the ammo packs and the health packs that assault and support carry. Well, apparently there's 2 different kinds of packs. You have a large pack and a small pack. And the large pack is like what we have in Battlefield 3. You throw it on the ground and anybody can use it. But the small packs, you can throw it on a teammate and it sticks with them. So if your teammate wants to go, run off, you can throw him ammo and the ammo will go with him wherever he goes. He doesn't have to wait.
But then again, that
cool.
only fills up a little bit of ammo. Like, it's not the complete thing. Like, I doubt you'll be given an entire magazine or something. It might just be like a couple of bullets that they give you because it's much smaller.
Right, and they didn't go over how long they're gonna last because the game is still in alpha, so they're still tweaking things right now.
If I were to guess on that, I would say that it wouldn't just be a few bullets. I'd say maybe at the most 2 mags to fill you back, and then probably it would last until your next death.
But then I just want to add to that. That kind of sees, I don't know, I don't want to say overpowered, but if you just go and then hide somewhere, it's pretty much then you can, like if say you're camping somewhere and people are rushing towards you, if you have that small ammo pack on, then it's going to last you quite a while, especially if people don't see you and you don't die. So
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's going to have like a time limit instead.
It might.
And another thing I've seen concerning ammo is when you reload, you lose the bullets that are left in your clip. So say you have 16 rounds, when you reload, you don't get those 16 rounds back in your stockpile. They're gone for good until you resupply.
See, now that was a big concern when the first E3 footage came out, but I believe DICE said that was just because it was pre-alpha. And I think that only happens in hardcore mode, and that normal is just how it works in Battlefield. So you save the bullets. I believe that was just because it was pre-alpha, but I could be wrong.
I think if they implemented that into hardcore, it'd be really cool. I mean, it'd be kind of a dick thing, to lose all your ammo and shit. But
I think it needs to be like a feature that you can choose. Do you want to lose the bullets or keep them?
oh, it could be implemented into a server, like a certain server, how you have the customizable rules. It'd be an option for the server.
Yeah, that's true. Now, I want to go back to the elevators when we were discussing about that. Now, concerning elevators, there's not many options for camping snipers because in Battlefield 3 there are a lot of buildings which can only be accessed like through air vehicles or spawn beacons. The thing about elevators is DICE said that almost every building can be accessed the roof by elevator. So I want to say that camping snipers might or will decrease, but you never know. And again, they have C4, so I mean, they can just booby trap the elevators.
Well, one of the things one of the supposed perks for snipers, there's a couple of them, and one is a multi-zoom scope that you can change from short, medium, and long range. Mm-hmm. So if you're in close engagements, you can dial back the scope so you can aim better while close. But if there's a guy way across the map and you can't see him, you can zoom in and get a better view. And another thing is rangefinders and scope zeroing. So like if you find the range of the guy who's sitting still, saying on top of a building, you zero in your scope and you aim right at him and shoot and kill him. Now, I don't know if you're going to have to re-zero your scope when you're done, or if it's going to do it itself. I'm not entirely sure what it is. But I think it's an interesting feature concerning the fact that the recon was really just almost a camping class in Battlefield 3 when sniping.
I want to bring up that multi-zoom scope you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that kind of seems like it'd be kind of OP if it had all 3 tiers on the same scope, maybe like a mid to long range and then a short to mid range, 2 different scopes.
See, actually, again, I don't know if this is true or not, but I believe it was like you could add sort of like a magnifier to say you have a 20x scope, which has been confirmed. You can add a magnifier to the 20x scope, so it acts as a 40x scope.
God.
So I think that's what it actually is, instead of different tiers.
What do they want you to see the pores on the man's face that you're shooting?
No kidding. That's really close.
But that also gives insight on how big the maps in Battlefield 4 could be. I mean, 40 times, so that's huge zoom.
Plus, aren't we getting that the player cap boost or a boost?
Player cap boost.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be? I don't remember how many I heard. Supposed to get like almost double the amount of players that were capable on BF3.
Oh yeah, we're going from 24 to 64.
Oh yes, for next gen consoles especially.
And that bringing that in, I think that's going to add a completely different playstyle from what Battlefield 3 is. Like I've seen a lot more. It almost looks like a lot more squad work and teamwork on PC BF3 than the consoles.
Yeah, it's because you got a lot more options and a lot more. Just, I hate to say it, but if I had a PC and that was capable of running BF3, I'd probably quit console BF3 just because of the mass.
For sure.
And just the,
just for the different playstyle.
It's just insane how much they can cram into one. Just, all the CPU and all that stuff.
Right. And another thing about playstyles is there's now 5-man squads instead of 4, and also commander mode.
Commander mode looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
But it could also get really stupid. I mean, if you have a commander who is not trained at all, if he doesn't know what he's doing, then it's not going to be a very fun game for everyone.
Or a very effective commander. There's been talk about, is there some sort of training? Like, is there going to be a training ground for all this stuff? And that's one thing everybody wants is like
practice.
A bot mode.
Yeah.
A bot mode or a flight practice or a firing range or something of that kind, so they can practice everything. And I'm not entirely sure if that'll be implemented, but I think it's a great idea.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that complain about not being able to fly vehicles in Battlefield 3 as it is.
I did hear, this was only a rumor, it's not actually confirmed, but I did hear there was some sort of mode called Playground mode. Again, so I'm guessing this would be along the lines of the training grounds, as you said, where you can just pretty much practice and get your skills shined up.
I think that'd be a really good feature. That's one thing I hate to say that Call of Duty has over Battlefield is the bot mode.
Yeah, the combat training.
Yep.
It's the only thing you'll hear me say is better on Call of Duty.
Okay. I'd like to bring up a new point, actually, seeing how we're done with that. I'd like to go over to customization, seeing how there's so many options right now.
From what I've seen, you can customize almost every part of your soldier. Like you can even customize your pistol for different barrels and sights, and you can paint it if you want. You can add camos. There's a whole new slew of attachments.
You can have multiple attachments actually for pistols. Like I've seen the silencer and a laser sight attached together. And
you can have one of them was a compensator, I believe, a compensator and ghost ring sights on it, and it looked pretty cool. And it had a camo on it, and I think it looked amazing.
I think they should implement the kind of customization that Future Soldier had, to where it actually has the visual of the gun being taken apart, and you can implement the different kinds of barrels, like you said, and like maybe you don't want a fully automatic, so you can take that option off and that customization to where you can only have burst fire and single fire switch off.
The Ghost Recon that was probably one of the best customization screens, or just in general customization options I've ever seen. I have to admit.
It was pretty innovative. I thought it was rather nice.
And another thing that really surprises me is you can change what kind of grenade you carry.
Yes, you have 3 types now. You have the regular grenade, you have the incendiary, and then you have flashbangs. So.
Yep. And I can't remember how many. I think you still carry 1 or 2. I'm not necessarily sure.
I want to say they'd only allow 1, seeing how that's what's happened in Battlefield so far. But then again, I kind of like how Call of Duty did it, which you have the lethal and then you have your secondary grenade. So you have more options of what you want to do. So if you want to be stealthy and sneak around, or if you just want to go guns blazing, you have more options on how you play if you say have a second grenade.
I think flashbangs are going to be interesting, especially if you're running in a squad. You have 3 different people carrying 3 different grenades. So, first guy throws a flashbang, second guy throws an incendiary or frag grenade, then you all storm the building and take them all out. I think that's going to add more, different game plays. It's never really going to be the same game.
I want to elaborate on that kind of, just the fact of people having the different grenades. I hope there's a lot more people that actually tend to buy the mics. I don't know if the PS4 is going to come with a mic, but communication is a key in these kinds of games, and I'm tired of people having the same 4 perks in the same squad and the same, all 4 people are snipers or all 4 people are medics. And it just needs to be some kind of diversity.
Yeah, with that said, I have noticed that it's going to be difficult to play if not everybody's talking. Like, if nobody has a mic, it's going to be a difficult game because there's 63 other people that you can't talk to. You have no clue where they're going, and you really need some cohesive teamwork. It's not going to work without communication. And I know that was a big issue on the PC gaming because they didn't have VoIP. They only had the chat box.
Yeah, that's true. Just going back to customization for a while, I just remembered the range of customization extends to vehicles too. I mean, you can put decals and camos on your tanks, helicopters. I believe it's almost any vehicles so far, which is amazing.
And they have. I wonder if that extends to the jet skis.
That would be pretty fun. See,
that's
the thing about
they had implemented before this, though. I've always wanted to see like how you have the flankers in BF3, maybe paint it like a Blue Angel.
Oh. Well, I want to see realistic camos. Like, I don't want to see somebody driving around with a Hello Kitty pink tank.
I don't know. That'd be kind of awesome.
See, that's what I'm afraid of, though. Like, if people will actually take it seriously. And also, with the decals itself, is it going to be customizable? Like, can you make your own decal, like Call of Duty, like you can do in Call of Duty, and then put that on your tank? Or do you have to use pre-designed ones? That's the only question, really, I have about decals.
I'm not sure they do fully customizable decals, because there are some, explicit people out there that'll make it the explicit decals, like boobs and vaginas and that kind of thing, and I don't know, I think they'll do pre-made decals, and that's just what I'm getting. That's what I think they'll do.
That's what I think they'll do. I don't, because some people do take it too far. I've seen a lot of Call of Duty emblems that are ridiculous in how they look, and I wouldn't like to see that spray painted on a battlefield tank.
Yeah, like a giant penis just on the side of a tank.
So
That'd just be a little bit overboard.
See, now, actually, 64 players that you brought up before, and 5-man squads, how is that going to work out? Because 5-man squads and 64 players don't fit. You're going to have one squad with just 2 people remaining. And I know you have the commander, but I don't know how that's going to fit in, though.
well, it's 64 players plus 2 commanders, so it's like 66 players. Although the commander never gets to play first person in the game, and you can also have spectators. So the server can have a lot of people, but only 64 playing on the actual battlefield at any time.
Okay.
But I never really thought of there's 2 people alone in a squad. That's
It'd be kind of terrible.
I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't happen in Battlefield 3. I mean, we all know it does. But it's not always full squads too. In Battlefield 3 especially, you see a lot of squads where it's like just 2 or 3 people and the squad is locked. So
yes.
it
That
doesn't
is
it doesn't have to be 5 complete squads, 5 men complete squads though. So I
I'm
guess
not
that's
even sure how to lock a squad. So I don't think I like that feature though. I think they should take that out.
I'm sort of on the line for that feature because I don't like if I'm playing on my own and I see like 3 complete squads and then 1 squad of 3 and it's locked. Then yeah, that's kind of annoying. But people sometimes, the other hand, people have to understand that sometimes you want to play with a friend or you want to play properly and you don't want any blueberries messing around. So, I mean, I
True.
see why they implement the feature, but it goes both ways. That's what I'm trying to say.
Another one of those double-edged swords. Another feature about the customization, types of scopes, which was brought up earlier for snipers, with the magnifier and that kind of thing. Will we get another type of night vision? Maybe infrared, maybe a heat scope, like in Modern Warfare 2?
so like a thermal scope.
Yeah. Something.
I don't know, because I know the infrared scope is almost never used on sniper rifles.
That's me.
Because
Sorry.
in my opinion, it's probably the worst sniper scope out there.
Not just sniper. I mean, when it was first released, when Battlefield was in its first couple of months, the night vision scope was one of the best. It showed up every single person on the map, and that's all everyone used. But then DICE nerfed it so much, and it's basically what it is now. I think that's the main reason why it's so underused, because it was nerfed so much.
Well, the only time you really have an advantage in using it is when somebody is throwing down smoke, and that rarely happens unless you're playing with friends with mics. It just never happens. You never have anybody running around with smoke.
It's just kind of sad seeing how smoke is so useful. I mean, I was in a game on Metro with a friend of mine, and I was running smoke, and he was running, I think, supporter. And we cleared out an entire room of people just because of the smoke. It's very useful when used properly. So
Yes.
that's one thing I want to see returned to Battlefield 4.
Underslung barrels. I don't believe I remember the beginnings with the infrared scope. I don't think I
don't either.
ever implemented it.
That's more of what I've read than what I've experienced personally.